There once was a man named JaianMusic who spoke of a podcast. I actually don't know how to parry the rest of it. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Anime Podcasters. I'm your host, Hotshot Ginger, and with me I have JaianMusic. How's it going, buddy?
I was like, either I'm gonna cringe or it's gonna be amazing, and I cringed, man.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
No, it's me. It's me giving an intro. Of course you're gonna cringe.
I'm
trying
so excited right now.
I was trying so hard to do the intro for it, but it's been so long since I listened to the full intro.
Fair enough. But like, I feel like the fans of this anime will know that the Ginger is obsessed, and he's forcing me to do more of these topics. We are talking about what today, Hotshot? What are we doing?
We are talking more about One Piece, and I know you guys are probably sick to death of it at this point, but I don't care. I love the show, so we're going to keep talking about it.
Absolutely.
So what we're doing today, guys, if you remember way back in the day, we started a podcast called Think Tanks, where basically we come up with moves or cards or creatures that we think would make sense in the universe that we're talking about. We've done it for Pokemon, we've done it for Dragon Ball, and we've done it for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And today,
and I think we've done it for Naruto Jutsus as well, just for the lore of it all. We've done Naruto Jutsus.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we have.
Yeah.
And as far as today goes, we are doing it with One Piece Devil Fruits.
Yeah.
And before we actually get started, I want to clarify a couple things. One, the fruits we're talking about have a potential to exist in episodes I have not seen. I am not caught up to the recent day of One Piece. Big shocker. But One Piece is literally an anime where anything can happen, and these fruits may very well exist, and if they do, we do not know about it. All reminiscent ideas are coincidental, or however the hell that goes.
Yeah, and the other stipulation I want to put is, listen, I will support my co-host, but that does not mean I will have watched the anime, okay? So I have some fruits as well, but like, I'm coming at this from like a non-One Piece watcher perspective, which I think will only make it more interesting. So my devil fruits are something else. But like, let's consider people like me in the audience. What's a devil fruit exactly? Let's just kind of like explain what we're think tanking essentially today.
So devil fruits, if you guys are unaware, are what gives a vast majority of One Piece characters their powers. They can be anything from rubber stretching like Luffy, to being immune to sword attacks like Buggy, to being able to bloom yourself like a flower like Nico Robin. But upon eating these devil fruits, the sea is your worst enemy. Once you hit the sea, it will paralyze you and you will continue to drown unless you are saved by an outside party. So, being a pirate and eating a devil fruit is extremely risky because you lose the ability to swim altogether. You become an enemy of the sea.
Okay. Well, you see that? I wish I knew that before I was inventing my things, but that's fine. I'm good. Hotshot, if you want to throw me over ship and want me to go first, I will happily do so. But if you want to go first, obviously,
I will go first. But there is one thing.
I will go.
Shut up.
I was trying to be nice. No. I was trying to be nice, and then you're like, you know what? I don't want you to be nice. I want you to go second.
I want you to go second, and I want you to see how it's done. That is what I want from you.
He's so humble about it, guys. He's so humble about it. Look at this guy. He's on the cusp of episode. He's on the cusp of episode 150, and he's like he's blowing up on his stardom all of a sudden.
Very rarely do we get an anime that I know a lot more than you do, and I'm going to be taking full advantage of this.
I realize you're grasping at straws, the Ginger. I'm kidding.
I am. We've talked about One Piece about 9 times, and I'm going to continue talking about it because I know a lot more about it than you do.
No, 100%. 100%.
So,
all right.
Okay, but the reason I said I wanted to go first was because there was one thing I wanted to say before I started my devil fruit.
Of course.
So devil fruit have 3 categories that they can fit under. They can fit under Paramecia, Lugia, or Zoan type. A Zoan type is a type of devil fruit that gives you the capabilities of any kind of animal, but it can also be any kind of that same kind of animal. So there can be the cat fruit type lion, but there can also be the cat fruit type panther. Like, they coexist a whole lot of the animal kingdom. That is what Zoan do. The Lugia type turn you into an element. So there's a Lugia type, the smoke fruit, which turns you into smoke. Or there's one that's the flame fruit that makes your entire body made of fire. And the Paramecia types basically convert to everything else. So they're like Luffy's Gum power, they're like Buggy's Chop power, and they're Robin's Flower power. So I just want everyone to understand those types, because Jaden doesn't, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time that he's heard any of this.
Yes. Maybe just for my sake, if you would be able to categorize what mine would be the most likely, which category they are most likely in, as I do my picks, I would appreciate that. Just
yeah, no, that is what I will be doing. I will be doing that with my picks as well. And once you describe your type, I will let you know what category they fit under.
All right. Enough of this. I want to think hard right now. Let's go. First pick, Hotshot. It's been going on for too long. We got to start. All
right. So the first one I am going with is something I have called the Twirl fruit. This gives you the ability to spin at great speeds, even thus to run and spin, and you can glide for short distances. You can also barrel your way through buildings and solid stone. And the inspiration I have for this fruit is Crash Bandicoot.
No, it's Beyblade.
It's Crash fucking Bandicoot.
It's a Beyblade. Let it rip.
It is not. So basically, with the Twirl fruit, you can glide short distances. You're basically in a constant motion of spinning, so you're almost backhanding anything that you bump into. But you can also bump off of other things and bounce like a pinball game. You're just in constant motion of spinning.
Okay, my question is, if you can bounce off of things, but you can go through rock, like you just said, how does that work exactly?
So it depends on the user. Like, you get to decide what you're able to do. Like, if you go into the intent of destruction, you can go through what you're hitting. But if you go through the intent of building momentum or not fatally wounding something, then you can bounce off it like a ping pong ball.
And are those like switchable all the time, constantly?
Yeah, you basically have to be mentally prepared to do what you are doing. So if you are twirling out of control, it will probably be like an out-of-control top to where you just charge through whatever you're going through. But you don't have enough power to charge through like a solid person. You can go through buildings, much like in anime logic, but you can't rip through a person.
Okay, my next question would be, what is, if there is any, recoil? What is the recoil, if there is any?
The recoil would probably be, you would have to get very accustomed to this fruit when you first had it, because you are constantly spinning. So there is a very real chance for you to get dizzy. So if you are not accustomed to what this fruit does to you, you will be dizzy for at least a brief period. But I imagine the more and more you use it, the more you get used to it. Like, even Luffy, when he first started with the gum fruit, his arms like flung around like limp noodles. And now he's able to take down like a sea dragon with one punch.
Okay, I see. I think this one's really cool. I like it. Obviously, like, the think tank always had this thing where we would give it a fate or not. I don't want to do that on this episode. I like this one. This is cool. I do feel like it's pretty linear. I kind of want. I would want to see like version 4.0 of this, because to me this is like you're just bouncing it around and you're just destroying stuff. You know?
Yeah. So I didn't think of that for this fruit. I did for one of them, and we will be getting into that. But your devil fruits, I should have mentioned this in the beginning, and I apologize. Devil fruits have the ability to become awakened, which basically unlocks further potential in that fruit.
Okay. That would have been great information to know when I was making my picks. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been awesome, and I completely forgot. I only did it to one of my picks, and I completely forgot.
You know what? I'm gonna do that on the fly with my picks. I already got one.
We'll see what happens.
All right. I'm gonna go to my first pick with an evolutionary thingy to it.
All right, go.
Okay, so my first fruit is going to be the breathe fruit. So basically, I really inspired myself a lot. Like some of these, I inspired myself from Naruto because I feel like Naruto was the most One Piece-ish anime I've watched. I think it's like a shonen. It's similar. The thing with the breathe fruit is that it allows the user to have extreme wind powers, but only through the mouth and the nose. So basically only through breathing in or out. I wanted to what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted to nerf it a little bit. You know, I didn't want it to be like a crazy thing. It always has to come through either the nose, basically through the lungs. Okay. What can you do with this? You can release air channels onto I don't know, like I know like there's a lot of sword users in One Piece. So the way I saw it was that like once you activate it, you could like increase the make your weapons more lethal with like wind blades. You know, like putting like a wind around them and like increasing the sharpness. Obviously, the classic blowing opponents away. I'm thinking of like Aang and Avatar: The Last Airbender. And also the thing is, wind users in general, they're long range fighters. You know, they're super long range fighters, so they're able to go. Like this fruit automatically will increase your range, which is like a really cool concept. What do you think of what I got so far? I don't want to spoil everything. Let's dissect this so far. What do you think, Hotshot?
So far, I think it does make sense. It sounds kind of like an airbender from Avatar, or at least inspired by it. That like everything you're describing, I can picture Aang doing, aside from the enhancing of material weapons.
Yes, exactly. So other things are creating slicing wind attacks. So obviously, you can think of like the wind sight jutsu of Tamari in Naruto. You know, she was able to cut through trees and stuff with her jutsu. And the awakened state of this, I really want it to be like, you know what? You can create hurricanes and tornadoes with this one. That's going to be the awakened state. And I think that's basically the worst types of winds that can even exist. So that would be the awakened mode of this thing. So yeah, breathe fruit. That's what I got.
Okay. I will tell you this from the start. It is a paramecia type because if it were Lugia type, it would encapsulate being entirely made of wind. So your body would be wind. Like obviously there are characters where like they're actual characters, but they can morph their body into their element. So it's not 100% foolproof.
Right.
But you're making this ability go only from the nose and the mouth, right?
Yes, only.
Then yeah, that is a paramecia type fruit, I believe.
There we go.
I'm
a paramecia kind of person, I guess.
And as far as the awakened goes, hurricanes and tornadoes are good. You can do so much more.
Okay, well go. Well, let's improve this.
So, even though you become an enemy of the sea with Devil Fruit, it doesn't mean that as long as you don't touch the sea can't do anything to you. You would have the ability to make whirlpools and whirlwinds in the water.
Yeah.
Because you would be able to control the wind turbine as long as you're blowing out the wind and making waves and ripples in the water to make a whirlwind. You would also be able to suck the air out of your opponent and like knock the wind out of them. Or if you continue to suck, you could take all of the air out of their lungs and cause them to suffocate.
I see. So that's another this is fine. You're right. Your turn.
Like I said, One Piece, literally anything is possible. You can go balls to the walls crazy with Devil Fruits.
Yeah, no, you can. You really can.
Because Lord knows the show does already.
I'm out of curiosity, what episode are you at right now as we are recording?
As we're recording, I believe I am on episode 541, which is the Fishman Island saga. It is fresh after the time skip. After I had spent those couple months catching up to the time skip since I started from episode 1, I haven't made the time to go back into One Piece to catch up further.
Got you. Okay. All right. Let's go to your second pick, Hotshot.
All right. My second one is I want to save my favorite one for last, and I'll explain why when I get to it. My second one is another paramecia type. and I have called it the Gong Gong fruit. Basically,
Okay.
it makes anything that you can strike like repeatedly with your hands have the embodiment of a gong and have a strong sound wave attack wave for it. I got the inspiration for this from the move Belly Drum from Pokemon, which maxes out your attack but halves your health. So I just thought, what would happen if you like slam the ground and just like drum on the ground, causing mini earthquakes?
Oh, damn. I like this. Destructive.
So it would cause earthquakes if you hit the ground or buildings, because it would shake with so much force and sound energy that the whole building or the ground would shake, and it would be deafening.
Okay. Very cool. I like this. What about like a battleship kind of situation? You would just destroy the other person's ship with it, I guess. Could you do a thing like water wise? Like I don't know.
For this to work, I believe you would have to make contact with whatever you're attacking. So you would have to jump from your ship onto the enemy ship and use the power directly on the target. So it's it's a very close range devil fruit, I feel like.
Yeah, no, definitely a close range. Yeah,
maybe the awakened state of it would be like kind of reminiscent to cymbals. So like if you clap your hands, it would be almost like a thunderclap, and the sound waves could cut through the ships.
Right.
Like basically making it more projectile-esque in that way.
Right. No, I see what you mean. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Very cool. What kind of fruit would this be?
This is another paramecia. So this is another ability-based fruit. It doesn't have anything to do with animals or elements.
Right. Well, Earth a little bit, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but it depends on what you're hitting. Like, I'm sure if you hit, let's say, a tower that was on fire, like, you could either blow out the fire with the sound waves, or you could knock over the tower.
Right. I see what you mean. I think that, like, the thing with this fruit, what it makes me think of, it kind of makes you think of, I guess we're like, referring a lot to this show today, but the Earthbenders.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah? Is that where your inspiration came from?
It's not specifically where it came from. If anything, it came from Snorlax from Pokemon.
Oh,
because of the
Are you serious, dude?
I'm serious. Yeah, it came from Snorlax.
I don't know what to say to you right now.
I told you it came from a Pokemon move. That's what inspired it.
Yeah, but Snorlax should be no inspiration to anyone.
Well, he's inspiration to me. I love him, so leave him alone.
I'm just saying. I mean, it makes sense. I get it, but like,
doesn't sound like you do. You don't appreciate Snorlax as much as I do. You don't appreciate Devil Fruits as much as I do.
I am too hard of a worker to feel any sort of positivity towards Snorlax.
Be like me and become a slacker, you lazy fuck.
No, I will never, ever do that at all.
Then I don't know if you and I can continue to be friends, because I am lazy and I am fat.
Okay, well, you know what? Maybe we can continue being co-hosts.
Fine. I will continue to work with you out of obligation, but I will no longer be your friend until you can appreciate the kingness that is Snorlax.
Snorlax and the word king should not be in the same
Snorlax
sentence.
is king.
Dude, you're not okay.
Cool, we found our first clip.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, I'm gonna go to my next fruit, and you know what? I feel like this is the perfect transition. My next, I don't have a good name for it. My next pick is called the energy fruit.
I will come up with a better name after we communicate this.
Yes. Let's communicate on a podcast. Okay. So this is definitely like based on a move, and I think it's a pretty obvious move if you think about it. It's a very popular anime move. I'm not gonna say which one it is.
I know which one it is after reading your description.
So basically, the users stays the same. In terms of like what they look like and everything, but they amass this energy around them, and once they gather enough energy, it's basically like a one-shot technique. Like, it's a one-shot, as in it will put down anyone, and it can only be used once because it will drain all your energy that you have collected afterwards. So basically, the user amasses energies from surroundings without others knowing until they feel drained. That's kind of the difference of it, because the original move that I'm referring to is one where like people are like, okay, I will give you my energy. People don't notice that. So you could be just chilling there, kind of like staying in a block position, be like, why is this guy stalling? And the next thing you know, you're feeling super drained, and the energy just gets amassed without them knowing, and you don't need any physical contact. And then once the person is drained, and the user has filled the energy to their liking, they send this disk of energy that is homing, meaning it will follow the user and it will explode on contact. And it's called the energy fruit. That's the move. What do you think, Hotshot?
I think it encapsulates two very popular moves from another popular show.
Go ahead. Which moves? From what show?
Spirit Bomb and Destructo Disc from Dragon Ball.
Go ahead. What show?
I just did.
You must have cut out because your accuracy must have been too accurate, I guess.
Dragon Ball. Obviously. It doesn't from anything else.
This is obviously
so okay. Here
the
is
Shinigami ideal from Death Note.
So here is my question about your fruit then.
Okay,
you say it is a one-shot technique. It can only be used once. Does it kill the user?
No, it does not kill the user. Because there is nothing dumber than a technique that kills a user. Because how do you practice a technique that kills you?
I mean, you said it's a one-shot technique and you can only use it once, correct?
Once, once, and then they have to refill their energy. You know? Once in the sense that, like, it'll put them down. This is like a finisher. This is a one-shot. One-shot also meaning it will...
I can promise you this. There is no such thing as a one-shot move in One Piece.
Okay, well, one shot for that episode move. How about that?
I promise you there's no such thing as a one-shot move in One Piece.
I understand what you said, but I'm saying, like, you know how you do, like, this move, and then it's, like, the episode ends, and you're like, oh, that guy's probably down for good, and then he gets back up. Fine. But it's a super powerful move, like a Final Flash-esque thing.
Yes.
Right?
And
you feel me?
I feel you. And a Spirit Bomb thing. Here's the thing: Spirit Bomb is only actually successfully taking down one man that is hit.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say.
And it's the baddest, one of the baddest villains ever in Dragon Ball. So I mean, yes, sure, that's a compliment as far as I'm concerned.
That it's only successfully taking down one person.
It's not the quantity of the people; it's the quality of the people it's taken down.
Okay, so
Kid Boo's no joke.
Boo's no joke, no. But just because it is literally something else from another anime in this, I don't like it as much as I should because I like the original more. So there's a compliment to the original.
Of course, but you have to remember the slight difference, which is the energy drain is not noticed on this one.
No, but you are still in a locked position while you're gathering energy, correct?
Well, I mean,
One Piece isn't as nice as Dragon Ball. They're not going to stand still for 20 minutes and let you gather energy or transform.
Fine, but if you're fighting in a team, okay, you could use this move while someone stalls the opponent. And once again, I think that this is not fully understood on your part, okay? The draining. Let's say you're getting only the energy from your opponent. So you're draining your opponent and then you're one-shotting them. So it's putting them down a peg before you even hit them, right? That's the other mechanic that we have to like understand about this move.
Okay, I thought it had to be people like willingly give you your energy like Spirit
Bomb. Without them noticing.
Okay, I didn't understand that part, so I will give you that.
Yeah,
I will say it is a super powerful move, and it would be effective. I don't really see it being a devil fruit. I see it more as being like an earned technique or a hockey technique. A hockey is a type of learned technique that can be acquired from this. But it could be a
technique within when you consume a devil fruit. This is a technique you can like unlock. This could be the awakened state to something maybe.
You can awaken it from something like, let's say, like energy drainage. Like there's some kind of energy drain devil fruit that you get energy from either your opponent or everyone around you, and the awakened form can be you get energy from a selected source. and then you can release that energy. Otherwise, it's just used to self-heal.
I love that. The devil fruit is called energy drain, and this is the awakened.
The devil fruit is called the gimme fruit because you were just stealing people's energy.
I love it. Gimme fruit. Yeah. Okay. There you go. You see, we turned this into something really good.
There you go.
Perfect. Let's go to. I guess this is your last pick.
Yeah,
already?
This is my last pick, and this is my favorite pick, and there's a reason for that.
And your pick is JaianMusic. I am your favorite. We all know this.
Not in One Piece, you're not.
And no, in life.
Not even in that. And there are better podcasts. There are better podcasts than us out there too. So
I can't hear
really, you're just falling more and more down the peg. God, there's better music out there too. Damn. What do you have that you're best at?
What is the roast? This is the roast fruit. When you consume this, you just become a complete savage, and you roast your co-host until he is no more, and his self-confidence is completely destroyed.
Hey, I don't go swimming. I can take this fruit without any risk.
It just makes me think. Just shout out to Eli when he said in the My Neighborhood Totoro podcast. It's like, it's a it's a workout thing, and not that you would understand this.
Yeah, no. I mean, he was accurate, but it still hurt.
It was such a good line. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go to your final pick.
All right. So the reason this one is my favorite is because this is the original devil fruit I made for my One Piece OC. That is why it is my favorite. I have called it the Zip fruit. It unlocks lightning-based super speed. So it doesn't turn me into lightning, so it's not a Lugia type, but it makes you as fast as lightning. Right. So you can, and there are characters who can do this, so I'm not just cheating here. You can run across water. You can run almost on air as long as you're hopping. So you know how some people can hover when they are, okay, in games, let me specify, that some people can hover in the air if they're jumping from building to building. Mm-hmm. It has that kind of aesthetic to it. Right. And you can also vibrate your body as quick. Basically, you can become the Flash, where you can vibrate your body and pass through certain materials because you're going so fast that you're separating the molecules and walking through them. And the awakened form of this is you do become lightning, but only while you're running and while you're in super speed, and you can generate your own electricity.
Damn. Okay. I really like this. I mean, I love lightning users just in general, so this is right up my alley. I think this, honestly, I would have come up with this if you hadn't. I would have put this a similar thing in your picks, honestly.
And I love this fruit obviously because, like I said, it's the fruit that I made for my OC, and I made it lightning based because the flame fruit already exists. And one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character in One Piece, is Nami. And Nami uses weather-based lightning attacks. So it kind of encapsulates a little bit of her in it, too.
Right. I see what you mean.
And my favorite superpower in general is super speed. So just push those two together, and lightning is super fast. It just made sense to me.
Okay. Just tell me, and if you already mentioned this and I didn't hear, my apologies. Did you say what the awakened of this thing would be?
I did, yeah. The awakened is you become lightning while running, so you no longer have a physical form while you're running. Oh,
that's what you said. Okay. I thought that was one of the abilities. Okay.
Yeah, you become a literal bolt of lightning. Basically, you become so fast that you can practically teleport. And you can, when you vibrate, instead of just moving through things, you can generate your own electricity and throw it like a lightning bolt, like a Zeus lightning bolt.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And the thing is, you could really mess with people in the water with this, and just
you really
lightning.
could.
Yeah. So I love it. I have this one is foolproof. I have no critiques.
That's why I'm most proud of this one and why it's on my OC.
Right on. Okay, I will go to my last one, and I believe this is one of my most well thought out ones, to be honest. I don't think this one exists in One Piece, and I think that I should definitely belong in the series. I really inspired myself from the Naruto ninja ness of it all. So it's called the face fruit. It's basically a sensory illusion technique. The person who consumes this devil fruit can phase through surfaces. That means they take on the properties of nearby objects, material, and substances. So if they're on a mountain, they can like phase into the mountain, or if they're on a boat, they can phase into the wood and everything. They have the ability to camouflage themselves with the earth around them and move freely through the earth's surface undetected. So this is really stealthy. The idea is to be completely silent and ninja-like, and when you emerge from area. So this is a good like assassination thing almost. You know what I mean? Because you can easily like get behind someone without them noticing, and then boom, it's over. And finally, the I guess the awakening of it. The best thing I could come up with, because I don't want this to be anything that's like destructive necessarily. I just want this to be something smooth and something silent. Is that when phasing, you can do a high-speed transportation. Maybe I could throw in like teleportation, like the better people get with it. But I wanted like the awakened state would be basically like higher speeds, faster travels to wherever they want to phase and get to. So yeah, that's the phase fruit.
Okay, so a couple notes. And I'm not trying to tear it apart.
Please, let's do it. Let's do it. So this is the podcast where we tear things apart. So let's please tear it apart.
So it does sound faintly similar to 2 devil fruits, or 3 devil fruits actually. So there is a invisibility fruit that turns you completely invisible and soundproof when you activate it.
Okay.
So you're not phasing through objects, but you do turn invisible and are completely undetectable.
So I guess that's like kind of like the camouflage of
that's the camouflage aspect of it. The phasing fruit sounds like the swim fruit from Mr. Pink. Mr. Pink has an ability to swim through anything, like be it concrete or stone or wood or soil. He can basically dive into any surface and it's like water and he swims through it. And the transportation method sounds like the door fruit, which lets you open a door into literally anything, including the air.
Okay. Well, the thing is...
But there are other similar fruits out there that have more or less the same kind of capabilities as fruits that exist. So this one could easily exist. I can see this happening.
That's basically what I was trying to say. Like, it's not a full copy of any of them, but it kind of like resembles a few of them.
But I do have a idea for the awakened form that can change things up. So it's not uncommon for awakened devil fruits to awaken a second power or a secondary effect. So while your main fruit is mainly support and transportation and stealthy, the awakened state of it could open up a cache of, say, materials that you have phased through, and you could turn your body into different materials, like the materials that your body is familiar with. So, like, you can make your fist into stone if you've ever phased through stone, or you can make like your left leg into wood if you phase through wood, stuff like that.
Right, I see what you mean. I like that. Yeah, it's really cool. Why not? You could like, or become gold on a moment when you're about to punch someone and just like really smack them. There's a bunch of cool things you can do with that. I like that awaken idea. I'm with you.
Okay, cool. There is one morbid idea I have, just from the fruit on itself. If you phase through a person, you know how like ghosts, when they phase through you, if you're already possessed, they can push the other ghost out.
Right.
If you walk through someone, you can just push their skeleton out of their body.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
It's just morbid. They just drop into a sack of flesh and blood.
Right. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that idea. Honestly. I mean, why not? Like, if we're going to be morbid, let's be morbid, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be a villain, be a villain.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. All right, let's do a quick recap of what our fruits were. Mine was the breathe fruit, the phase fruit, and the energy drain fruit. What were yours, Hotshot?
Which we renamed the energy fruit the gimme fruit.
The gimme fruit, thank you. The gimme fruit, yes.
My 3 were the twirl fruit, the gong fruit, and the zip fruit. And all of our fruits were paramecia.
My honorable mention would be the reminder to subscribe to the podcast fruit. Basically, you have to subscribe to our podcast now if you haven't already.
And my honorable mention is the blah blah fruit. It grants you the ability to anyone you're listening to just say blah blah. So you don't have to listen to them anymore.
That made very little sense to me, I'll be honest.
I cast blah blah on you and you just say blah blah. You can't get any actual words out anymore.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. All right.
Top tier podcast.
Top tier podcast. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Anime Podcasters. We will see you in the next episode. Wow, that was such a backwards way I usually do it. No, you know what? That's okay. Bye, guys.
Bye. Hey, guys. Hotshot here. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Anime Podcasters. We have over 100 other episodes for your entertainment found wherever podcasts are available, such as Spotify. We also release new episodes twice a month, so keep an ear out for us. You can follow the podcast at Anime Podcasters on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and JaianMusic's YouTube channel. Jaian himself can be found on social media at JaianMusic, as well as his own website, JaianMusic.com. Kyo, our artist for the podcast, can be found on Twitter and YouTube at GoProKyo, as well as his website, ccartgalleryportfolio.com. As for me, Hotshot, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter at HotshotGinger. As always, guys, thanks for listening to us. Hope to talk to you soon. Take care.